Welcome back, and let's dive in detail our this course training and the understanding of ZK Time 5.0 software. So this module is the first one is a device management module, and in this module we are going to cover our ZKT IFA 702 biometric machine configuration. So we will do this only for configuration for our network communication setting so that we can easily access that biometric machine in our software. So also we will do some router port forwarding in this module that we have discussed in our overview session of uh, our agenda or what we are going to cover this course. So and how we can add our devices and how we can connect their devices. So these are the sections of this module. So delete device and delete account log and what delete operational log. So we will discuss in detail each by each and step by step. We will so that we can make our understanding better. That we are not going to get hassles while we are mm, in your job title or whatever. So uh, before that we are dive into our software training before I shift to my uh, all that keys and my all that things to advise iFace 7 to network configuration. So in in this let's on second slide we have a ZKT, so we can configure our network communication setting. So I will take you into a biometric machine interface. What is the main interface of biometric machine look like, and how you can go into biometric machine setting menu and its subsection communication, how you can do your communication setting, IP setting, subnet mask gateway, default gateway, and all that. So two model that we have discussed, LAN and WAN. First, we will configure our setting for LAN, and in second time, we will do that same setting that we go in that machine for a NAT or you have a CRA link that we have discussed in the previous lecture. So we both you can static IP or your dedicated line. So let's jump to our this is the beautiful face of your biometric machine. So we have a menu and we have a date and is all that configuration. So you have to click on menu. So let me uh, so yes, here click on menu and you will go to your next subsection of that menu. So when remember that when we have in that interface, this machine is by default is open for everyone. Everyone can access that menu easily, because the user, there are two types of user in that at default: ordinary user and administrative user. We have not set our administrative user and all because this is why this machine is open for it is vulnerable for security. And when we configure deeply go with the device module, device 702 biometric machine discussion. So we will cover all the things in that, but not now. Let not sorry for now. We will do our communication setting. So simple, and you have to when you click on menu and you have a 10 section of your subsection. So first one is user management, communication system, data management, download, upload, user attendance, and keyboard. So here we can perform our functions of F1, F2. There are keys on your biometric machine, check in, check out, on OT, and overtime and break. So you can do all these things. You can define your keys here. So auto test and in calibrations, bell access is when we going to discuss the biometric machine. We will take all the things. So now click on communication keys here, and you will have the settings. So when you click on that this is a and when you click on that machine, so you can set your communication related setting where you can do a subnet mask gateway IP address, and equipment number and communication password. So so before go to that communication setting, let me discuss some important things here. When you click on communication, you get three communication mode: TCP, IP, RS-232, and output. Output. Then that's all. So we are stick with the TCP IP, and we will do our IP setting here. So remember, when the IFS terminal communicates with your PC over Ethernet, you need to check the following things. What the thing that you have to check? So by default, this machine is set on 192.168.1.211 IP, and you can change it and whenever you required. So so we have set our 192.168.1.10 IP. So we will change that IP scheme on. So remember this, the IP address of the IFS terminal and that the PC cannot be duplicated. So it's IT practices that IP must cannot be duplicated, because this one is the unique IP that you have to give, and each your device or each your node on your network. So it must be a unique IP, cannot be duplicated. And default subnet mask is the 255.255, not need to change. We have a 3 class C IP scheme 192.168. So we are not required to change that things. And the gateway is default, it's 0.0, and we will configure that gateway. So if the iFace terminal and the PC are not located in your segment, you need to set the gateway. So this on a LAN, you do not need to worry about it. Just give your router IP 192.168.1.1, and you can easily access and your machine in your software. But if your gateway is not, your machine is not in the same network, it is on a remote site, so the gateway will be different. So we will see how we can configure on a remote site. So this part is only for the LAN. So just give your gateway IP. So when you click on your communication key, and you will go to the some setting. So let's go see device configuration IP72 for LAN and NAT. So if you are on a LAN, you can do the same thing. So if you are on a remote site but you have a static IP, and that we have to set enable a NAT, or by default it is enable. So we will do that scenario, how we can perform our netting, so that we can routes our biometric traffic from internet to our biometric machine. So so the both model net in a NAT and a LAN, the same IP scheme will work. So what IP scheme you have to give you on a machine: IP address 192.168 and 1.10, subnet mask, configure the give the subnet mask, gateway 192.168.1.1, and DNS server 192.168.1.1. So give the ID, device ID, and communication key, which is 2222. So here you can see on in this snap, you have all the settings that we have set here. So same settings are given in that machine. So these settings are for LAN. So if now if you are going to on other the scenario that we have a WAN scenario, so where we have a static IP, but we cannot because you have a multiple application that you run on your static IP web address. Your web server is running on your that router on your that static IP, and your FTP file transfer server is maybe running on your that DNS server is running on that application. So why we need NAT? So how we so why we are going to uh, configure that NAT? So because this is a cheap scenario that we can run our multiple applications through one static IP by doing netting. So if you are not have a netting and you have a live IP, public IP, so from your ISP they have provided you a pool of IPs. So you will configure that IP directly into your machine. There is no need of involve NAT and other thing, and you have not to route traffic from your router to LAN machine. So in that scenario, we have only just we are paying for our static IP, and we have a multiple application on that site. So we have to route our traffic, port 80 traffic, web address, HTTP protocol traffic, and also we have to uh, forward our port for FTP. Also, we have to forward our port for DNS, and also all the other how much application that you are going to configure. So in that case, we have just configure our 4370 port on a router. So the same setting which are we have discussed on LAN is same for NAT. So simple as that. So in now let's move to our the other scenario that we have discussed, uh, WAN, but with the CI line, dedicated line. You have a specific line from your ISP. They have provided you a pool of IPs, and one IP is more than four. How much you have, it depends on you. So from that pool of IP, you have a one IP that you are directly going to configure on your biometric machine. So one end at your biometric machine, and the other end is your ISP. So there is no router involved. So directly you have a line, a wireless connection. There will be a adapter will be on up, or you have a physical line with your ISP. So fiber optic, any other medium that you have. So you are directly connected to your ISP. So in that case, we are do not required any net involved to that case. So, and we are not going to configure that IP scheme 192.168.1.1, which is on a LAN. So we cannot configure that IP scheme on that scenario, because these those were the private IPs, and we cannot configure that private IPs on the internet. You know that we cannot route that IP. So we need to a CR line with a public IP, live IP, which is so what this is the live IP, public IP, and you are directly go your communication or your biometric machine and configure that IP. In my case is 103.622.32.150, and what you have IP you have, just go and configure that IP. Just give you the subnet mask, the ISP that you have provide you the subnet mask, not the 255.255.0, because the subnet mask is will be given by your ISP, and also the gateway will also provided by ISP. So configure the gateway on machine, biometric machine, the gateway that you have provided by ISP. Also DNS server is the DNS server your ISP, or default DNS server, which is a Google DNS server 8.8.8. Also, and device ID and key, communication key you can give on your communication key, and simply you are going to configure. So from that machine, the same IP scheme, this one on a CI line, dedicated line, just give on your machine, and you have a setting on your biometric machine. So we have just covered our setting, network setting, communication setting on a biometric machine. So and in the next video, so we are just go jump to our software. So we can easily access and connect that device. We can learn how we can add and connect that device. So until that, and you have a good time, and take care.